So they banned out Naja and Sobek. Really strong picks right now as far as bans go. No one wants to deal with Naja. That Universe Ring can kill everyone. Loki first pick. People are really enjoying Loki right now, especially in the solo lane, but he can also jungle. But, I mean, just in general, getting free experience and free farm for Loki in the solo lane means that he can burst people really easily. Sobek's off the table. Ra is going to be picked up, most likely going to be their solo lane. Generally, we don't see Ra too much in the middle lane anymore. Aphrodite's going to be put on... No, okay, so Athena. That's a little bit better. So they're going to lock in possibly their mid and their solo or their side lane support, which means we can save ours. They're not going to pick up a support. Let's see. If they got Agni, I might just go Poseidon again. Or we do like an Ao Kuang for funsies. Just for funsies. Jungle Herc, I guess. Loki's solo. Gonna be Loki in that solo lane. There's a Hercules. Thor. Thor's an easy pick. I'd prefer Thor over Herc if they can. Maybe. Maybe. Poseidon. I'm just gonna go for Poseidon again, just so we can win. I would pick Agni, but Agni's off the table. I like the Poseidon-Agni matchup. As far as the rest goes, they're gonna pick up the jungler. Isis is probably gonna be their solo laner. They could put Agni over there, but generally people like to put Isis in the solo lane and Agni in the mid lane, just because Agni can get from lane to lane faster, so he's better for rotations, whereas Isis can sit in the lane and farm all day long, and if Isis gets jumped on, she can use her circle protection to defend herself. As far as us, we have a solo laner, a mid, and a jungler. Now we just need a ranged physical carry and a support. Sobek's off the table, Athena's off the table, which means that pretty much leaves us Bacchus. Bacchus or Amir, but most people prefer Bacchus. So it looks like Xenoblood's going to go for it. We can go for Neith or Apollo. Onher's kind of falling out of favor just because Neith and Apollo have the globals. Apollo's good at split pushing, very good at split pushing, and he's also good at farming. Neith is probably, honestly, one of the best physical carries in the entire game just because her presence is really far spread. She can assist in ganks, and it's really easy to get kills in the middle lane if you have a strong mid laner like Isis, Poseidon, or Agni in the middle lane, and then you have a jungler like Fenrir, Hunbots, or Thor. Any combination of those six in the middle lane and jungle, Neith can just ult to initiate it. And as soon as the ult hits with Neith, I can ult with my Poseidon ultimate. I can release the Kraken on him, and then the Thor can dunk, or the Hunbots can ult, or the the Fenrir can ult and pick him up. There's a lot of things you can do with the Neith ultimate to gank the middle lane or the solo lane, but usually just the mid lane because it travels shorter distance and it's a lot harder to avoid. Sometimes you'll see Neith in the side lane just railing into people, doing a really, really good job keeping that up, and it's hard to predict. So they have a really strong lineup. We're probably going to need some kind of healing protection. I mean, Chang'e's heal is top-notch. I mean, Chang'e can keep people alive forever. I mean, just forever. But one of the biggest downsides, as you can see in chat, Final Tears just pointed out, is they don't really have a physical carry, which tells me that Chang'e, either Chang'e or Athena, will be going damage. Actually, Chang'e or Isis. So they're going to Hunbots jungle. They can Chang'e Athena. So they have 4 magic and no physical carry. So I'm not really understanding their team comp here. I don't know if something got messed up in their picking. Taki's probably going to be pretty upset. I'm sure Taki's really upset right now with himself, kind of just sitting there being a grumpy grump. But you know, all we really have to do is pick up. All we really have to do is pick up magic protection. Now, in the last game, what I did is I went for Gem of Isolation, and then I went to Wall of Absolution. The reason I got the Wall of Absolution, actually, the reason I got the Gem of Isolation is it's core on Poseidon. Now, almost always you'll get it first after your boots for Poseidon, just because it makes him so much stronger. The Gem of Isolation will keep people in your Whirlpool, whereas if you don't have it, they have an opportunity to walk off of it. So the Gem of Isolation is really powerful with Poseidon. The reason I picked up the Wall of Absolution last game is because they were really underfarmed in the side lane. They needed Loki. They had Loki, Apollo, and Hunbots to get them back into the game. And so I picked up Physical Protection to avoid Loki, who was really farmed that game, from picking me off and getting a kill. And if Loki couldn't kill me, then he couldn't bring his team back into the game. Once we were so far ahead, it was really easy for me to sacrifice anything. I just needed to pick up Wall of Absolution and just avoid getting killed by Loki, and we'd be able to win. Looks like chat is working there. So this game, they have 4 magic, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Void Stone first after my boots, just because the only person going to be doing damage to me is Hunbots and Physical. Obviously, there's more rotations that come out either, and of course, Athena's ultimate is always something to be worried about. But I'll probably pick up the Void Stone right off the bat just for the penetration. So I'm going to get first red, which is going to be, it's going to make it very easy for me to win the middle lane up against Agni. Agni generally has a hard time up against Poseidon in the early levels just because Poseidon's clear is much better than Agni's until level 5. Agni pretty much has to use his Path of Flames aggressively on a lane to clear it out almost as fast as Poseidon, and even then he's exposing himself, whereas Poseidon can kind of hang back and use his spells to clear it out. His 3 and his 1 is enough to clear out a whole wave at level 2, whereas Agni really has to commit more in order to do it. And then once he's level 5, he has to choose whether to use his ultimate to clear the wave or he uses his ultimate to harass. Of course, his ultimate costs no mana and has a free 20-second cooldown if he has no CDR. So he'll be using that more to harass probably, but I might have to force him just to clear. But just in general, I mean, I can use my 3 and my 1 to clear the waves, and then keep my ultimate for bursting and killing. So Poseidon has an easier time just fundamentally up against Agni in the middle lane, but of course this comes down to players, how well how good you are at clearing lanes, how good you are at positioning and reacting, and of course it comes down to the jungler as well. We have a Neith on our team, which means it's going to be easy for us to get kills in the middle lane. Wait for him to hit that. All we have to do is wait for the Neith ult, and then we can gank the middle lane. And obviously Neith ult, my ult, Thor ult right after that. It's going to be really easy for us to just Neith's going to be helping out here strangely enough. Which she's going to be late to her lane. They're doing a dual lane mid. A dual mage mid. This is something that's not that uncommon. It does happen. I'm going to have to go around. I can't walk through them like that. So surprisingly enough, they're going to do a dual mage mid. I wonder... Now, this is a viable strategy. This is something that I've seen a few times, not very often. But what it is just hard clearing potential. Let's see if I can't clear this out and do something with it. So there's that. I'm actually going to go ahead and keep farming that up. I have to be pretty passive here. Now I wonder if they're actually fighting over this lane or they're doing the strategy. It's hard to tell. They could be fighting over the lane and just being grumpy, or they could be doing the strategy. This basically means you're going to push really hard, but one of the biggest downsides of this, and for anyone who's wondering why, literally in every MOBA, the strategy is, I mean, of course you have like a dual mid and anything along those lines, but in general, in every MOBA, you have a mage in the middle lane, or in a solo lane. Reason being, mages benefit more from levels than anyone else, whereas you have a carry in the side lane farming. Carries need farm, mages need levels. So, you're getting more base damage in your abilities, shorter cooldowns, and longer durations on whatever it is that you have. So that's why you usually have mages in the middle lane. Now what this does, and they're going to go ahead and zone me out here, this is a smart play, there's nothing I can really do about it. With their double stun, I'll just die if I step out of tower. But one of the biggest downsides of this strategy, if you don't get a lot of kills or ganks or kill a tower right off the bat, they're going to be looking to kill a tower. But one of the biggest downsides of this is if they don't get a tower fast enough, they're going to be splitting experience between 2 people who need levels more than anybody else. You can see that the jungler is passing by there. I'm going to go ahead and say Hunbot's left side jungle. Just letting my team know that Hunbot's just went over here. I'm fine mid for now. If they start pushing hard, which they might once they hit level 5, we'll see. They're going to go ahead and zone me out here. That was, they actually did have a passive on it. He's not level 5 yet, so not a big deal. I actually probably could have killed him there. I'm going to wait for level 5, and I'm just going to be really passive. Basically, I'm going to sit here and get as much experience and gold as I can without losing too much. And once I get that, then I'm not going to be too worried. I don't watched up for the Spirit Ball. There's a stun. Spirit Ball's going to come out right after. They actually might kill me here, and they actually will kill me here. Or not. He's going to go for an ultimate, so I'm going to go ahead and back off as far as I can. I have my ultimate now. It looks like I'm going to survive, but I will actually need some help here. So I'm going to pick up an active. I'm going to pick up my Aegis Amulet just because I will need to avoid these ganks and survive long enough in the middle lane. This is going to be a tough spot, but basically as long as I keep surviving, we should be able to start winning, just because we're splitting less experience in different ways. They have a solo lane left and a solo lane right because they have a jungler and then 2 middle. But if we start rotating over and get 2 middle, we should be able to get a good gank on these characters here. Isis is kind of falling behind here. And again, if this is them actually fighting over the mid lane instead of actually doing the strategy, then it's possible that they will start losing this just by sheer attitude. Loki ended up losing the right lane, unfortunately enough. Taki's going to try and zone me out here as much as he can. I don't be really careful here. He'll have to go in first. That was a really good stun. Wait for the dash, wait for the dash. Smack that. I really couldn't do much there to help him. I needed to wait for them to use their dash or to reposition. He just came from a really bad angle. I mean, it was a tough angle for me to try to come from and help him out with. He should not be doing this right now. He should not be doing this right now. That was a good wall.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm going to watch my flank here. I'm actually probably going to need to buy some wards soon. But basically my job here is just to live. I've shifted into more of a solo lane type role where my job is just to live. You know, for a stun probably. They're going to try and zone me out. Now I am a very big burst character and these are 2 mages, so that's something to keep in mind as well.
Be careful left. Forward, high waters.
Ultimate is ready.
Arnie's missing.
Enemy missing middle.
There's a big clear.
Take middle lane. Nice job.
That was actually a pretty good stun from Isis, but not going to be enough. And yeah, right there you can see exactly what I was talking about in the picking stage. Basically just ult, Thor ult, Neith ult, and that's all we really need. I mean, this combination, these 3, Neith, Poseidon, Thor, is a really powerful combination to gank middle lane. And with Agni gone, it was really easy for us to just come out, get a kill, move on with our lives. Agni's back in the middle lane, but of course you can see I'm already level 8, Agni's level 7, Isis is going to be level 7 as well. I think she just barely hit level 7. He doesn't really have enough to finish me off here. If he has 1 meter, I can Aegis it, so I'm not really in any danger.
Enemy missing middle. Be careful.
I'm going to go ahead and try and finish this off here. I don't really have enough. I'm just going to get 1 of each and head back. I should be able to get back in time without Agni clearing it out, especially with Thor right there. Hoonbots is in the jungle, so I might have needed to teleport to help out Thor. We'll see. Thor's actually falling a bit behind, unfortunately.
Your middle tower is under attack. An ally has been slain. Sorry.
They're going to end up going after that.
Enemies incoming.
I don't have a cripple available.
Over here.
Your middle tower is under attack. Slain an enemy. Nice job.
See if I can avoid that. Looks like they're going to kill on that with an Neith ultimate. So double kill, we escape. We lost the Thor, but I mean it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. So we're actually going to survive that and get out. Looks like we're going to pull ahead a little bit in gold. Again, this is going to be a very close game, so we're going to have to be pretty careful about this. As far as the active item goes, I'm going to be on the fence on that right now, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up a ward just because we're going to need the division more than anything else. So we'll see if we can't actually put this in our favor. We have a Loki with a Heartseeker, 0-1 and 0, but again, 0-1 and 0 on the side lane is not that, the solo lane is not that big of a deal. As long as they don't feed and they don't give away too much, it's fine. Thor's going to get pretty close here, but he looks like he's going to get kind of greedy. I'm going to make sure I try to see if I can't help this out here. Unfortunately, there's a minion who thinks he's freaking cool. This minion slopping about. Slopping about. So this mid tower is actually in a lot of danger here. Slip them down a bit. And that's all it takes. Thor dunk, Neith ult, all it takes is just 1 stun, and you can react immediately, get a free kill. and there's nothing they can do about it.
Oh, middle lane.
I'm kind of low. Looks like they might be using their he might be using his meteors here.
Into my waters.
I'm gonna clear that out. That's enough for me.
Enemy missing middle. Be careful. Right.
He left that, and again, like I said, I'm gonna go for the Void Stone first, just because what they have is a lot of magic. I mean, 4 magic damage dealers is just a lot. So I'm gonna go for the Void Stone first.
Okay.
This not only keeps me alive,
He's in middle.
but also gives me enough penetration to do more damage. So I'm just gonna pick up that Void Stone just for the protection. I mean, 4 magic damage dealers will do that to you.
Be right back.
Who bots my ult this? There's the ult, there's the overhead smash.
Enemy has been slain.
That should be a kill. Yeah, very greedy. That actually might be 2 kills. That was really greedy of them. Very greedy. Now to be careful about rotations from the back, or Agni going for a meteor or something like that.
Slain.
You never want a lazy back. I mean, everyone, even top tier players, get into the habit of lazy backing, but you want to make sure, especially in that situation, you want to make sure that you don't lazy back, because you can easily have Agni rotate around, throw a meteor over the wall, kill you, or anything like that, and then you turn a 2-for-0 exchange into a 2-for-1, which means it's significantly less helpful.
Is under attack.
Significantly less helpful.
I'll attack left lane.
Out of mana.
So I pick up this damage buff again. Looks like we're doing pretty good. We're actually getting further and further ahead in the gold department. Looks like blue buff is going to be there. What I want to do is I want to stack up my Tide. Hopefully you should be able to clear that out. Stack up the Tide all the way. Cast a spell. Stack it up again. Cast another spell. Basically leveraging the Tide as much as you can. Head back in this middle lane. Hopefully this doesn't take any damage. This tower is very exposed. And Taki is actually going to try and force me out of here. Just fine.
Ultimate is ready.
Ultimate is ready.
Pretty low here. Again, I'm gonna. You can even see with the magic damage that the magic protection that I have, it's still not very much. There's a Neath ult. Not gonna be there in time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll gank middle lane. Ultimate
Be
is ready.
careful.
So I don't really. I don't know. I need a little bit more warning than that.
Be careful left.
So Thor's gonna be coming out here.
Retreat left lane. On my way. An
There's a
ally
kill on the
has
Neath,
been
unfortunately.
slain.
Thor's actually gonna dunk on that. I'm gonna put a ward here so they don't know that I'm rotating.
Nice job. An enemy has been slain.
Might actually be able to kill Isis if she rotates. Loki's coming. There he goes.
Out of mana. An enemy.
Just in case. Just in case.
Your right tower is under attack.
I'm actually gonna ward up the Gold Fury here. Make sure they don't have a ward on it. And I'm pretty close to finish off my Void Stone. I'm just gonna farm a little bit. I'm gonna clear out this camp here. So again, I just threw the ultimate out just in case. We really needed to secure that kill. That was an easy one for us to get. So we just used the ultimates, and since we got some kills left lane, we had a death left lane, and a whole lot of cooldowns were used, there really wasn't much to do after that kill in the middle lane, which means, there wasn't a team fight coming up soon, or a gank or anything along those lines. So, it's to the point where you're using it because you know nothing else is going to happen, and you're also using it because you want to secure that kill.
An enemy has been slain. Nice job. Nice job.
Okay, there, buddy. That's his 3rd meteor, which means he doesn't really have enough killing potential to get me. Plus, I have the Aegis amulet.
Your middle tower is under attack. Gank middle lane.
I don't really have any mana here. I'm gonna block these. And there's the kill. So if he got one more hit, the tower would have died. So I body blocked those shots so the tower wouldn't die, and he was stuck in tower range. And that's going to be that. We have no magic damage dealers besides Bacchus, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a focused Void Stone, because no one besides me is going to benefit from it. I mean, obviously Bacchus would like to have penetration, but I mean, honestly, I'm better off having the penetration on myself. Plus, this doesn't have an aura, it's just a passive penetration on it, which means it's good.
Defend right lane. Your right
So again, it's you know, getting better at games like this just comes down to knowing your limits, knowing the enemy's limits. You see how I had no mana, no HP, nothing really going for me there. But all I really did is I just waited. I'm pretty much dead here. Maybe. Oh, the blink. Thanks, Bacchus. They basically used Bacchus's forehead as a way to kill me. I think I would have escaped that if that didn't happen, but that's fine. So maybe I'll kill this off. It's going to take a lot of damage here. Oh, he doesn't have any meteors left. There's a flame wave. Spirit ball. Throws up in the air, so we're actually gonna. This is really sloppy by us. There's a dunk down by Thor. Berserk Barrage. Each time he gets popped. He has a Tectonic Rift, looks like. Oh, he misses the Tectonic Rift. He just needs to get out. He needs to get out. That's way too greedy. Way too greedy. Actually might die to the dot. Oh, see. Too greedy. Way too greedy. And unfortunately, if you're missing a kill and you need to get the kill, use Bacchus's forehead to do it. I'm actually gonna get a blink again. Yeah. I might actually need beads this time. We'll go for beads.
An enemy has been slain.
So they ended up dying to the Gold Fury. They tried to get the Gold Fury, but could not get it. That mid tower ended up falling. Looks like right tower's gonna fall as well. No, they saved it just in time. We're still up in gold, but again, this is a very even game. It's actually a really good game that we're having right here. It's like I push them into it. There we go. So I place the Whirlpool on the ground on the ranged minions, and then I use the Tile Surge to push the melee minions into it. So I got the free clear there on that. Again, I'm going to pop up my Trident. Use it. I like to get as close as I can to this big one so that all 3 Tridents hit it. Because you know, the side ones are going to die to your AoE no matter what. So you may as well get the most single target damage you can on the big buff. So I like to get as close as I can to it, pop my Trident, get all the 3 hits from the Trident to hit it, and then I go with the AoE when my tide is high. I have high tide. Clear that out there, pop this mana potion. Athena's here. She's going to kind of come out here. I don't know, I want to run into her. Looks like Bacchus might run into her. Agni's middle lane. Loki's farming really well. Loki has a lot of money, which is good. Second most in the game. Surprisingly enough, Hoonbots has a lot of money on him. More than you'd expect. So clear there. So they ended up picking off the right lane. But again, they don't really have a carry. So that's something that really relies on us, that we're relying on a lot. You know, late game, Hoonbot scales well late game. Isis scales decently late game. Chung scales really well late game, but not so much for the damage, but more for the sustain. Agni scales really well to late game, and Athena kind of falls off. So, I mean, at a certain point, their damage is going to be limited. So if we buy defensive items and then a lot of penetration and damage, I think we'll be okay. And I think if we have a Divine Ruin or if we have a Brawler's Beatstick, we'll be in a really good spot. Just because we have a better late game than they do. So we're just going to kind of play for that. I mean, with Neith, Thor, Poseidon, Loki, we have a lot of late game potential, whereas they don't really have as much. So I mean, as long as we're winning or even tying, we're actually dead even in gold. This game is completely even right now. With the kills, that's really impressive. They're 8 and 14, and they're tying us in gold. That is really impressive. So I'm gonna clear that out and back off here. Looks like they're rotating over. They might be going for Gold Fury, so I want to make sure they don't get that. Definitely want to make sure they don't get that picked off there. Gem of Isolation is going to be my next pickup then after this one, just because the Gem of Isolation will allow me to... Do they have any wards? Looks like they don't. He's kind of just looking at me. Kind of just hanging out. Hanging out with his wang out.
Be careful, right.
Retreat, right
Enemies
lane.
incoming right.
I don't know if we can get over there in time. Loki's going to get collapsed on hard. That was really poor play by Loki. And stuff like that, that's going to damage the game. Stuff like that is going to delay the game really hard.
Retreat. An ally has been slain.
He's going to ult this. Isis ball. Oh god, I'm dead. Maybe. Yeah, I'm probably dead.
Retreat.
There's a stun, Chang'e ultimate. They didn't even use the Chang'e ultimate for that.
That's too
Oh, this is just really, really bad team fighting. Really bad team fighting. Unfortunately enough. We're still ahead in gold. I mean, we're farming well, and again, we still have the late game. So this game is not, for all intents and purposes, it's still even. And really not too worried about that. But if we keep playing like that, we can throw this game away pretty easily. Unfortunately enough. Let's see. Need more wards. I'm gonna keep. See if we can't keep alive. We need to group and stay alive. Buy magic def and play for late. We have better late than they do, and they have 4 magic damage. I mean, our team is better. So if we play together, we work together, we farm together. The team that stays together Michael Bay's together. Weren't expecting that, were you? Alright, I'm gonna pick this damage buff. My job now is to not die. I just need to keep farming. And actually, since as I previously mentioned, is that Athena I just heard? Since I previously mentioned we're playing for late game, we have better late game, it just would behoove me to just farm. Get to level 20 as fast as I can, get as much penetration and damage and slowing and all that. Rushing the Gem of Isolation is going to keep me really, really strong. And also will allow us to pick things off, which is really important. Level 7, just hit the point where I get my ultimate, the next level of my ultimate, which is really good. Farming.
Be careful.
They're grouping up right now, so we'll see if we can't get over here and help them out. They're gonna go kill on the Chang'e. Chang'e's not really. This is really bad.
Retreat.
I don't know if I hit him with that or not.
Be careful.
Loki's gonna go in on the Agni. I'm actually gonna rotate out and see if I can help the Loki. Oh my god. Loki.
Has been slain.
This Loki's playing really poor right now. Being really greedy.
An enemy has been slain.
They have a lot of healing. We need to kill Chang'e or we need Divine Ruin.
An ally has been slain. Nice job. An ally has been slain.
That was a really good stun.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if I'm really gonna wait for this one. There's a stun.
You have been slain. Your middle tower is under attack.
It's just, something you're going to run into in ranked games all the time. Something you can't really avoid. If you could, people would pay to avoid it, but we're just going to keep playing with it. Again, I mean, we're only behind now by about 1,200 gold, 1,300 gold. Not really the biggest deal. He dove in on a tower on someone with 5 people alive. I mean, Loki just keeps throwing his life away, which is bad. I mean, he has a Heartseeker. He needs to not be playing that way. Like, it's bad. It's fine. We win late. Buy magic damage, or buy magic prot. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a Divine Ruin from my team. Chang'e's heals are gonna be the bane of our existence. I mean, her heals are so strong. She can keep her team alive forever, and that's one of the reasons why we're not winning these engagements. Is because we keep getting lots of burst damage out, but they just keep healing repeatedly. So it's tough. That was actually almost right on. Just run. Oh god, dude! This is bad. This is turning into a really bad game. Just really need to group. I mean, that was my fault. I got caught out 100%. No, I can't really blame any for that. I just didn't expect them to group really hard and dive our jungle like that, which I should have been expecting. Thor's gonna get a kill, which is good. He actually probably could kill this Isis. I think her ult is down. That's a really good Chunga ultimate. Chunga is just so strong. There's Berserker Barrage. This could be a good cleanup if he can teleport. I think he already teleported. So overhead smash is gonna finish him off there. It's just Bacchus. Bacchus should not be this far behind. Like as far as like positioning, I mean. He's just too far back, and he should be up in the front tanking for people. He just seems to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So. So we're actually getting further and further behind, but again, we just need to group. If we group, we win. We just need to keep grouping, farming, going for late game. If we get late game, we win. They're gonna start falling behind. There's magic protection, good stuff. See if we can't get this buff down. There's the buff. Blue buff coming soon. Probably give it to Loki or something. I don't have any wards or anything like that, but again, I need to rush this Divine Ruin as fast as I can. And I need to be much more careful. I mean, I waited as long as I could on the second, like team fights ago, when I ulted on the tower, and that was good. We got a kill on the Hun bots and the Chang'e, but it just was not enough. There's that. Chang'e's pushing the right lane, or left lane. Look at that. That's Chang'e, dude. Chang'e is so strong. So very strong. Those heals. Like they never took damage in the first place. We really need that Divine Ruin more than anything else in the world. We need it so bad.
Be careful. No.
I can help, but
retreat. Your middle tower is under attack by wrath.
Those heals. Look at that. It's like she never got hurt in the first place. Those heals are just so good. Those heals are just so good.
Your right tower is under attack.
Alright, we're gonna go magic power, we're gonna go Divine Ruin and see if we can't finish it off. I mean, we're pretty close. It's not a very expensive item. Bacchus might get picked off here. I mean, they're not that far ahead. That's the biggest thing. They're not that far ahead. They're really not. And we have carries. As long as we start farming, going for the team fights, we definitely win this game. I'm gonna defend this tower if I possibly can. I don't know if I will be able to. There's an Athena taunt. She's gonna try and prevent me from defending the tower, which may or may not be successful. There's a teleport. Archer! Whew! Athena's gonna be. We need to group up. We still don't have a Loki. It's like they're just gonna back off there. If I keep the minions off here, I might be able to defend this tower. They can just get greedy though. Okay, Bacchus. I didn't want to clear that wave. Didn't want to clear that wave at all. Look at those heals. They're just never gonna die. They're just never gonna die.
An ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Come over here. If he doesn't jump, I'll get it. Oh god! That was like a millisecond. That was a millisecond. That was so close. That was so close. Man. Very, very close. So again, we're getting further and further behind.
Defend the Gold Fury! Defend the Gold Fury!
I mean, there's nothing we can really do. Once I have Divine Ruin, we can win. Chang'e is healing so much. I mean, Chang'e's keeping them alive. Like, you see, we bring Chang'e down to like half HP, she's back at full. We bring her to half HP, she's back at full. And she's doing that in AoE. She's continually just healing her team, healing her team, healing her team. And stuff like this needs to stop. We just need to group up and get some business done. Again, we're not that far behind. We're still holding on. It's going to come down to, he needs to finish this off, and we'll be okay.
Be careful!
See if we can't get this going. So they're going to steal our movement speed buff. Nothing we can really do about that.
Be careful.
Nothing we can really do about that.
Group up. Your middle
That tower's dead.
Your middle tower has been destroyed.
Attack middle lane!
Kill there. He's going to try and get a stun. He's going to miss the stun. One more meter's going to miss as well.
Be careful.
We're going to stun on the Agni. There's that.
Has been slain. Nice job. Attack the retreat.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a Divine Ruin. Since we're doing objectives, I'm going to pick up some wards.
Attack middle lane!
See if we can't do that. I have the Divine Ruin now, so I'm going to be able to limit the amount of healing that Chang'e has.
Nice job!
Thor defended the right tower, which is really good.
Attack fire giant!
That's a really good pick, yeah. So you can see how, even though you're behind, you're not really behind as long as you can, pick up the team fights, get the objectives, and focus on the proper situations. We got a 3 kill there, which is really good. Now we're going to Fire Giant, which is going to mean we're going to be able to sustain a lot of the damage they put out. Right, put out a little ward, counter ward down there, make sure they don't. So we can't get a kill on the Isis. Hand of the Gods. Hand of the Gods. It's level 2, so it has to. There it is. Okay. So we have it now. Now we just peel back.
Be careful.
I don't know about going after the Athena there, but I mean we have the Fire Giant buff now, which is good. I have the Divine Ruin, which is also a big benefit they're not going to be expecting. They're going to be relying a whole lot on Chang'e's healing, which they won't really have anymore. It only does half. It only drops it by half, but that is a big amount. I mean, half the healing done, so instead of like half their HP, it's a quarter of their HP. That's a really big difference. It's a very big difference. So now I just keep going back for damage. I have the magic protection, I have the penetration, I have the slow, and I have the counter to Chang'e. So now that I have that, I'm gonna be able to hopefully win these team fights a lot easier.
Retreat.
So that was a really good rotation by Hoonbots. He picked me off, but I got a big ultimate off and just in time.
An ally has been slain. Retreat.
Retreat!
So what they're doing right now is they're pressing really, really hard, just because they know that they can't go late. So they have to pressure. They have to go as hard as they can. They have to win team fights. They have to get ganks. They have to push in. Otherwise, they won't be able to.
Yes. Your middle phoenix is under attack.
So this is gonna be a it's a pretty tough game. We're still behind by 6,000 gold, unfortunately, about 5,000 actually. So we're still gonna be waiting for that. But I mean, it's something that we can still win as long as we keep going further and further for late. Let's see if we can't go. So we're just gonna wait for a really good engagement again, like we got previously, and then we'll shut down the healing and just do more burst damage. We just need to be together. I mean, we really haven't had a 5-man team fight yet. I mean, our team has never grouped up. Never really done anything that was like full team, whereas the enemy team is just being really, really together. They're going for a lot of ganks. They're going for, you know, a lot of engagements here and there, which benefits them in a lot of ways, and we're not really responding in a proper manner.
Defend left lane.
Waiting for Neith to get caught up. Neith ended up going for a Deathbringer and a Devourer's Gloves.
Group up.
Be careful.
Thor has an ultimate, so he can use it to get away if he needs to.
Left lane. Enemies in the jungle.
Retreat.
Retreat. Defend left lane.
Fire.
Getting a little aggressive there.
On my way.
So we're still behind. We need to make sure that we get as many engagements in as we can, and if we can't get those, go for objectives. We need to be a little more defensive and farm and get caught up. Once Neith is really fed, we'll be able to do this. Chunga's going for damage.
Defend the gold fuel. Defend the gold fuel.
I come from this side. That was a really bad ultimate.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
There's a Gold Fury. Thor ended up escaping, which is good.
You rock.
He wants us to go so bad. That's really good avoidance by Agni. Good peeling from the Athena. See if I can't keep the slows on. There's the cripple. So we can't get this kill. This is gonna be a really tough kill for this kid. She's just gonna dash away, which is fine. We just let it go. Now we just need to push, see if we can't get something. But again, I mean, that's just a team fight there. Even with the missed ultimate, I mean, the positioning was good, and the Divine Ruin that I'm applying is just helping us by so much. I think it's just so tanky right now. I mean, that was a really poor timing. That shield wall should have been before the confound, not after. There's nothing we can do. I'm just gonna back off.
Retreat.
I mean, they can teleport.
Okay. Retreat. Retreat. I will spear you like a cat out of water.
I think he's just gonna take no damage from us.
High water.
What? What? Alright, let's head back. We'll be able to pick this up. I'm going to go for it directly just for a rod. We just need as much damage as we possibly can. Damage is going to help us win these team fights. I just need a little bit more. I probably need more penetration just for Athena. I mean, she's just so fat right now. I mean, she has the Void Stone, Sovereignty, Mystical Mark, a lot of HP, and a lot of defense as well. A lot of defense as well. So we'll see if we can't get that going. It's Berserker Barrage. I'm going to go ward up the Fire Giant. Actually, I need to be really careful. I'm just going to back off.
Retreat. Be careful. Be right back. Group up.
Basically, what we need to do here is just live, wait for good engagement. Don't force anything. Don't engage on anything. Don't do anything poor.
Group up. Defend the gold
If we don't get picked off,
Defend the fire.
Enemies in middle
there's
lane.
Athena kind of checking things out.
Retreat.
I'm going to put a ward up here.
Be careful.
I'm going to put a ward. Yeah, looks like he's got it. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Alright, we're going to my channel now, guys. So we can't defend this Fire Giant. Waiting, waiting, waiting. See if we can't get the Fire Giant.
The world's no bigger than
Retreat.
kill. So we got the Hoon bots, which is good. Athena's now on the ground.
An enemy has been slain.
Wow, that's done.
Attack! Attack!
Thor's gonna go in. Thor's going in. Thor's going in.
Okay.
The heals are so good, but not good enough. Right in the face. But we can attack Fire Giant now.
Fire giant! Thanks!
So I'm gonna cover this side here, just because I don't want them coming in and stealing it from behind or anything along those lines. There's Nisha's and Athena's coming in.
Be right back.
This is really important. This team fight is really important. Athena's gonna want to steal it. See if I can't slow her down. Hand of the gods it! Hand of the gods it! That's a really good wall. Is there no hand of the gods? There's a slow. There's the kill. We have Fire Giant as well. I go back and get my rod now. The blink and just retreat.
Retreat! Retreat!
Get the retreat and we'll be fine. We had the Fire Giant, we got the kills, we got all that stuff, so I mean that's good for us. We're in a good spot. So I'm gonna finish off this rod. I'm gonna get a pot and we'll go. So Divine Ruin, I have the rod done, I have the slow, the penetration, and I'm just going to go for Obsidian Shard next, just to get the penetration on top of everything else, and I have a pot for this next big team fight, which is really, really important. I mean, it's really important for us. Once we get this team fight done, we can go for a Gold Fury, we can go for a lot of things. I'm actually going to back again and get a ward. Nothing's going on right now, so I can go back. We're not really reliant on anything.
Be careful! Group up!
Be careful left.
If we group up, we can definitely do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this damage buff. This might be risky because they have shown propensity to invade and try to steal away buffs or kill people who are doing buffs.
Yes.
Group up! Be careful!
So I'm going to go ahead and whack this a few times. See a big difference once I got the rod. There's my damage buff. Damage buff, Fire Giant buff. I'm about to finish off my rod, or about to finish off my, I'm going to use my potion, I mean. And once I have that, it's going to be easy for me. Very easy for me to burst down characters. There's a free whack. Athena wants to go in on this. There's Gold Fury.
Nice job! Be careful!
Yes.
Attack!
Be careful.
I'll wait for someone to rotate. There it is.
Attack.
We don't really expend too much on the Athena. We're going to want to go for the Agni. Look at that damage. That's all we really need. Now we group up, we attack, we push,
Attack.
Loki's going in, so I want to be able to go in with him. That's the damage right there. That is the damage. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning of the game, is the fact that late game we have lots of damage. There's a slow. Jesus. I don't know what he was doing that took him so long. I'm not really sure why he took so long to get there, but he might actually get some kills here. They just need to go hard on him. Oh, is he going to clean this up? No way. Stop. Oh, you're just letting people die now.
Has been slain.
You're just letting people die now.
Has been nice job.
So that was really well played. You know, 100% credit goes to Hoonbots there. That was really well played. He kind of took all of us by surprise. That ultimate was just really strong. Took everything out, and it was tough for us to just deal with that. So I might actually have to get a physical item. Let's see. I mean, it's literally just Hoonbots who's just completely owning me. I took a lot from the Isis ultimate, but that was before we ended the tower range. So I probably should have just peeled off there. I mean, that was just really bad positioning by me. I shouldn't have been where I was. God, this Athena's just never gonna die. Athena's just never gonna die.
Retreat!
Yeah, man. I might actually get a defensive item here. Just keep myself alive. And if the game goes later and later, I might go for a damage item. Might go for a damage item. Let's see. So we're going back out again. We really need to get those towers down. The fact that we're like 3,000 gold behind with those 3 towers means that we're pretty much tied to this point. We're basically waiting for an opportunity. Again, another opportunity to get a team fight. If we get that, we get it. We get it, we get it, we get it. Fire Giant, oh man. They just really like going after me, don't they?
Be careful.
I don't know if they're watching the stream or they have a ward here. So they do have a ward here.
Be careful.
Finish that one off.
Like a fish out of
Because they seem to catch me in that alleyway really, really often. They're kind of just going in on that. So we'll see what we can do. I'm actually just going to go ahead and pick up a physical item.
an ally.
I'm actually probably just going to go for a sovereignty at this point.
An ally.
Do we have a sovereignty? I think we do. We do. So let's sell that. And breastplate is what I'm going to want. I'm going to go to breastplate this time. It's like a double kill. They might actually be able to push this in if we're not careful. There's a kill. Man, that was well played.
You have been slain.
This might actually be dead. This might actually be game after that screwed up by me. Man, this was a really good game. There's a lot to be learned about this game. It looks like they're actually going to win. Unfortunately enough, I mean, a lot of botched engagements by Loki. Probably one that I could point the most onto. Yeah, Loki had a really tough time. Loki and Neath, we were relying on them a lot. We really couldn't get too much out of them. So unfortunately enough, we really couldn't do it. So I mean, overall, that was a really good game. It came down to a lot of fun engagements. Looks like they were having a troll. We needed a lot more from Loki and Neath, and it's probably the biggest thing I could point at. Obviously, I had a lot of botch engagements. I died a lot. Bacchus did pretty good. You can see 4, 3, and 20. Thor had some good ultimates and did some good damage, but again, the Loki 3-9, Loki just died too much. I mean, he farmed so well, but his engagements were really bad. And everyone has bad games, and you can't really, take that away from him. But in general, I mean, Loki just dived in too many times at the wrong time, died too often, and really botched our engagements. Neath, of course, did the best that she could. Just wasn't doing enough damage output overall. Wasn't really, poor in positioning, but just wasn't doing enough damage to help us win. And Chang'e, I mean, you can see 34,000 player healing. She did 34,000 player healing and 26,000 player damage. This is Chang'e, and I honestly think she's a little bit too strong in the situation that she is. She forced me to buy my Divine Ruin, pretty much. And after that, that limited my damage a bit. But someone needed to buy it because she was just healing for too much. But thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to throw a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And also throw a favorite and share out as well. And let me know what you feel about this game in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video.